Greetings. Hope you're doing marvelously well. I am because I just released a new album. Well, it's not exactly new. I wrote it back in the pandemic days, produced it, mixed it back then. And what I've done is remastered it using the latest AI technologies and some new plugins and some fresh ears. That album stemmed from the YouTube channel Produce Like a Pro. How? Warren Huart, who runs that website and channel, had some ideas and challenges. People look down on pop music a lot, but try it. Cut the intro, get to it, have your verse, chorus, verse, maybe a middle eight, maybe a pre-chorus, maybe a quick outro, whatever. Get to the chorus within the first minute and have the song end around, 3 minutes and 28 seconds. So I was like, that would be a challenge. Let's make an entire album based on that main idea. And I used some other tricks of his trade, a few. So I produced this album that's out now, Swan Songs. Available on all major platforms, iTunes, Spotify, all of that, YouTube. Check it out and tell me what you think, because it was okay before, but it didn't have the volume levels, it didn't have the punch, and some of the harmonics. Anyway, I love how it sounds. I'm very happy with it, and I hope you would enjoy it too. Sort of grungy funk pop. So, huge thank you to Warren for inspiring me. But this brought up a thing. And now, it's been years, right? And this isn't sour grapes. I actually feel great about it. I realized a lot of things about myself. Years ago, he had a video. It was one of his friends who was a mixing engineer, I believe, for years. And it was great. And one of his main ideas, Warren's idea, was that hard work and you'll become a professional producer. And I'm an artist. I have a master's degree in fine art. I know many artists. And to leave out luck in any endeavor related to the arts and success is a mistake. Luck is a huge part of success in the arts. Who do you know? And what are you at the right time? So if you really trace back this guy, would he have become a professional producer? I don't know. They don't know. Does that take away his talent and his skill and his hard work? No. I simply mentioned in the comments under this video that there probably are better people than him or that didn't get the chance. This guy knew somebody who knew somebody. He knew a musician who knew a producer, and at the right time, one guy fell through or something. Anyway, he got this chance, and that album was successful, and he got more and more work. They say in Hollywood, getting that break is like winning the lottery, but you can't just have one break. You can't just have, wow, you did great on that, TV series. You need another big break and then maybe another. It's like you've got to win the lottery 3 times. That's how much luck you need to become a Hollywood star. Obviously not as much to become a mixer or a sound engineer. I'm not taking anything away from him. But the fact is, there's only so many positions available, and this was in the 80s, I believe, and how many people and how much talent. So there is luck. And all I mentioned was, I think he would probably even admit there is some luck. He had a network, and at the right time, he got the call. If you don't have that network, you could be twice as good as that guy and never get any work. Now, if Warren wants to argue that, teach me, let me know that. But my experience in the arts and just looking at anything, especially nowadays with how many more people are doing mixing and mastering, who are you competing against? So there's some luck there, regardless of skill. And never intended to take anything away. Now, supposedly Warren responded to me. Supposedly Warren looked up my name and Googled it to see what gives me a right to speak. Now, first of all, regardless if I make work or not, it's true that luck has a big part of it. That's the fallacy of attacking the messenger instead of the argument. So he wanted to put me down in public. Do I really believe Warren looked me up? And I'll get back to this. He has a staff, an admin staff. Do I think that maybe he didn't respond and they used his name on the YouTube? I suspect so. Anyway, what Warren supposedly said, and maybe he did, and he can respond to this if he wants, but Warren said, I looked up your name and didn't see any work. No music. Oh. Did you know that 6 months before, I responded, did you know 6 months before I wanted to rebrand, I had 5 albums up for like 3 years. I removed my YouTube channels, and I actually have, I had 2 albums under a different name. I wanted to separate that. So I responded, and guess what they did? Did he, oh, I'm sorry, and either way, your opinion, you are right. Luck is a huge thing. No. They deleted it. So they just left it up to try to make me look bad. That's Warren Hewitt. He's got this persona, marvelous and nice guy. But what a jerk to do that. And that made me mad. I don't just get mad, I get even. Now, I've changed a bit in the years since. I don't get as upset about internet crap because I know keyboard warriors, in real life, they would never dare talk to me that way. And I know it's a form of weakness and cowardice. If that happened now, I'd laugh it off. At the time, because I'm working hard on music, and I felt a bit humiliated, and then I countered, and they deleted my counter. That made me really mad. That's despicable. That's low. Do I think that Warren did that? It's hard to believe that someone who comes off so marvelously well would be such a jerk. So I didn't really believe it. And encountering some of the people around him, man, I can tell you firsthand, they are jerks beyond comprehension. They must be able to put on some kind of fake face around him, but actual people dealing with the people around him, the admin and the Facebook people, whoa, I'll get to that. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to be silenced. I spent $200 and joined Produce Like a Pro, the website. They give you stems, you put them together, and maybe Warren will look at them. He usually does. Listen to them and critique them. And it was a disaster for me. So I came in there and I said, I am going to make more work than everyone there. I was doing 3 times, I was producing 3 times as much material as anyone else there. Now, look, that's one of my superpowers. I have a master's degree from one of the most elite schools in the world. And the professors there couldn't keep up with me. You think these little numbskulls with their little DAWs are going to keep up with me? I'm an artist. And that was part of the problem. And this is part of the realization. So they would come in with their critique. Now, I am trained master level in critique. That is the basis of my degree. Critiquing work and creating it. If you don't know what's good or bad, you're lost. You need some objective criteria, and you need to articulate and argue and fight back. So these people, they had these canned questions and canned critiques. high end too distorted? What if I wanted that effect? What if I wanted it to sound lo-fi and distorted? So I'm like, for what song are you talking? Like, what you know? Once I started pushing back, they crumbled like croutons. All I did was push back, and one guy threatened to quit the whole Produce Like a Pro. It got and then this is on the Facebook, through the Facebook. They tried to silence me. The mediators or whatever ganged up on me, and they said, "Oh, you can't take criticism." Now I don't come in. Hi, I'm a master's degree person, and I'm better than you, so you shut up and listen to me. No, but when they say I don't take criticism, when I've probably been in over 10,000 critiques easily. And these nobodies with no art background daring to criticize someone like me, if there was somebody I noticed that if they had they were a former sound engineer or something, and talking about a specific technical thing, they would get a lot more respect. And also a big thing I noticed there was like, you can't just rearrange the song. Why'd you add this? Blah, blah, blah. You're disrespecting the artist. Now, we're just playing, pretend. We're practicing with these stems. And I'm like, well, I would ask them first if I could do this. And if they refused, I would either not work with them or I'd be like, okay, and go with them. It just depends. Eventually, one person stood up for me and was like, what are you guys talking about? Brad is an artist. He's an egomaniac, and he has insane demands. You guys failed because you don't know how to deal with a real artist. Now, take that as you will. But I did realize I'm not a mixing engineer, and I'm not a mastering engineer. I am an artist. I paint, I write novels, I make videos. Check out my album. And, I'm inspired by the Beatles, Prince. These guys never repeated themselves. They didn't have a formula, and they were bold. And their engineers and mixing engineers were bold. They tried crazy stuff that broke all the rules of EMI. And Prince broke all the rules of regular production. You can just Google it yourself. Anyway, I wanted to say in the end, finally, it became such a conflict. Could I have handled myself better? Probably. At the same time, being provoked and bullied by pipsqueaks through the internet when you paid money and you're making more work than all of them put together. No, I don't have to put up with your bullshit. Anyway, they refunded all my money, and I got kicked out. And I'm thankful. It helped me realize, like, none of them were like me. None of them were artists. My feeling overall for all of them was this was like, they couldn't be in a band. They were kind of nerds. And this was their way to touch creativity. But they were scared of artists. Now, I will say in my defense as well, and I kept track of this, I gave several critiques, and then Warren gave those critiques, and I compared them in their forum. And he said everything we agreed with everything. And as I predicted, because I have a master's degree in the humanities, so I'm not an idiot like them. I can broadly analyze art, music, anything, because I have a foundation. It doesn't matter the media if you have that foundation at a high level. And what I predicted was I'd get the basics, but he would be able to take it, because he's an expert and has tons of experience. He'd be able to take it 2 or 3 steps higher than me into details that are beyond me. But overall, when you're disagreeing with me, You're disagreeing with Warren Hewitt. And that's what happened. And I had proof. So, and it was like, am I wrong? And what was funny was I was kind of hard on one person. And he went 3 times harder. I was like, geesh, that's mean. Of course, did anybody attack him in the forums? Was I attacked? Yes. Was he? No. Did we say the same thing? Basically, but he was even meaner and more direct. So they were a bunch of hypocrites, nobodies. They're never going to do anything, most of them, because they are too locked. Now, the positive, I am glad the whole thing happened because I realized I'm an artist. And the production and all that, the truth is, guys, most people are listening through the speakers of this. You think all this high fidelity and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. There's some terrible, terrible mixes and productions that become #1 songs. It's the song, it's the artist, it's the moment, it's luck. Now, at the same time, I don't want to make crappy stuff. So, yeah, my new stuff sounds, to me, I love it. And I use these bad boys. This changed my life. The Sony Dynamic MDR 7506. Shep uses these and some rap guys. I don't need treatment. I know if it sounds good on these sons of bitches, it's going to sound good it's going to sound even better in my car or these speakers I do have here. You don't need them. So this was a game changer. Now, to wrap this up, I've got this new album out. It's really catchy and pop and fun, and that's because of Warren Hewitt. Is he a marvelous, really nice guy? I don't know. Is he secretly a jerk? I don't know. Does it even matter if he is teaching something that's positive? Yes. My message then to the Produce Like a Pro Facebook forums and all of that, as I am for what it is, you can listen to my albums. They're all on all the platforms, iTunes, all of that, as I mentioned. If you want to find flaws and rip people down, that's easy. I can do that to Warren's productions. Anybody can do that crap. If you want to say, hey, this is what this guy was going after, sort of a DIY Paul McCartney in his bedroom type thing with a punch, that's kind of where I'm at and what I like. And what I like about that is it's sort of anti-AI. The more flawed and even homemade might be the future. So anyway, check that out, and I could take any criticism. But I got something positive out of getting booted out of there. I didn't belong because I'm not a mixer or engineer. I am an artist, and I can't let that go. And I will impose myself onto your work. Not because I'm an egomaniac. It's because I'm looking at the experience as a mutual creation process. And I'm in there. And if I have something to bring to it, I'm not going to be shy or scared of the artist. I eat artists for breakfast. I'm better than most of them in the world. I'm sorry. And I proved that. So I like working with artists, top artists. I don't need to hear crap from people who have never taken a single humanities class. So you can learn. I've learned from you. I learned what not to do. And I learned that's not my interest. And you can learn from me, I hope, by saying, you know what? Maybe I can push back on the artist a little bit because I had this idea about a little bit more saturation in this. Or this arrangement is boring. What if we chop this middle section out, cram that together, and then cut the fade, or whatever. Be bold. Believe in yourself. Anyway, that's what I got out of it. If Warren deleted my comment, I think that was a real jerky move. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. We all make mistakes. I hope we can all learn from it. And thank you for that challenge. Made me approach songwriting differently and produced one of my favorite albums I've ever made, Swan Songs. Out now. Check it out. And check out Produce Like a Pro. Give it a go. I think you've got a month to try it out. Try it out. Maybe you'll have a different experience, or maybe you'll go, this confirms this maybe not is what I want. I don't want to be like these people. Or maybe you're learning so much, it's amazing for you, and luck works out for you, and you become a professional mixing engineer. Anyway, good luck to everybody, and thank you for checking this out and letting me vent a little, but at the same time, there is positivity that came out of it. And in the end, who cares? Because Swan Songs, I am so proud of that album, and I thank Warren for helping to inspire it.